Good morning. Good morning. So, I want to talk about chaos. I see a lot of chaos out there. Chaos in the streets. People acting radical lately. They want to throw the blame on anybody and everybody other than themselves. And I got to tell you, this is your world. This chaos belongs to you. Chaos on the rise. This is your chaos. Now, I, on the other hand, I don't mind throwing a wrench into that machine. I'm okay with stirring up a little controversy, adding a little, salt on my food. I don't mind that at all. I think that everybody should get a little radical every now and then. You should be out there creating and manifesting something amazing and incredible. And you should be using this time to create stories and create, create chaos on a canvas. Put it out there in your music. Put it out there in your projects, whatever it is that you're working on. What message do you have for the world? The world has no messages anymore. It's just absolutely like I look around and everybody has to be so careful these days. I haven't thought about that on my social media. I was like, I wanted to post this thing, although it'll probably offend somebody. I still posted it anyway. But I got to tell you, I will post things. They will offend people. I will lose friends over it. But you know what? Those people, I don't even think they're my friends to begin with, to be quite honest with you. I don't know. If you're worried and concerned about what other people think, about how you feel about a subject, I mean, clearly the people that get rid of me are people that feel the exact opposite of me and post that shit up on their social media all day long. And the moment I have some kind of opposing view on anything, all of a sudden I'm the enemy, right? I hope all your friends think the same. I hope that all your friends are all just identical and they all feel the same way. They all cherish all the same emotions and feelings and all of the, and you're all just interconnected, all a part of this collective. I gotta say, just about everybody on my social media probably differs from my views. I don't even know why they keep me around. I am not them, that's for sure. Not them. A lot of you watching the show, you all might have something in common, right? Maybe my words don't offend you, the things that I say, or maybe they do and you just get off on that. I don't care. It's great. So, I don't know. Everything is offensive. Everything is offensive. Like I could play a music video and I guarantee you somebody will be offended by that music video. Speaking of art, I did want to talk about, because that's what this show is all about. That's what we're all about. We're all about like art and creating and, putting ourselves out there, exposing ourselves. Let me tell you this. If it would be better, for me, psychologically probably, for me to go stand out in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard completely butt naked than share some of my art with the world, right? And that's when you know you got good stuff. You got good stuff if your art is so exposing of you. And I do this all the time. I expose myself for you all, show you who it is that I am. And I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of displaying who it is that I am, but I can't do everything alone. You can't do everything alone, even when it comes to your art, when it comes to life and, jobs and children and all of this other kind of stuff that we have going on in our lives. Like, you can't do everything alone. There was a point in time when I first moved to Hollywood, California, and I really desperately wanted to work on my, on my craft. I wanted to work on my film. I felt like I could just do it all myself. I felt like nobody had my vision. And nobody shared my ideas or my thoughts. I had a really hard time bouncing ideas off of people because I love that. I love hanging out and bouncing ideas off of other individuals and coming up with something new and creative and fun and silly and outlandish or whatever. The Allseeing Ewe here, I'm always like, throwing ideas off of her and she's throwing ideas off me, whatever. And it helps me like get those, the motor running. I think that is extremely important to have these people in your life. I have a lot of great people in my life, very creative individuals. And you have to realize sometimes you can't do this shit yourself. You need to reach out there and get other people to share that vision with you. And maybe even if they don't share that vision, maybe you can help them out with their vision if they help you out with yours or whatever. This is a collective. Even look at this self-inflicted project that we're working on right now. This is not me. This is me. This is the Allseeing Ewe. This is Frank Bacon. This is CJ Davidson. That other web show. This is a collective. There are a lot of people involved in this. It just seems like it's just me, right? I'm the one in front of the camera. I'm the one on the microphone. But there's a lot of people behind this. And then there's you. Probably the most important part of this entire project is you. You're the family. We're all a part of this. This is our family. This is our cult or cult-like atmosphere, creation of like new ideas and injecting thoughts and hopefully motivating you to contribute into this family and into this project. I got a lot of people tonight that I want to talk about, speaking of, the creators and the helpers and all of this other kind of stuff. I have some art I would like to share tonight. We're going to talk about some of CJ Davidson's Neptune project. We're going to be talking about the Allseeing Ewe and her trip out here to Colorado. We're going to be talking about Jeff Brennemeyer, the guy that was in the film that I showed you all last week. We're also going to talk about his upcoming work in a documentary that he worked on. We're going to kind of go over a lot of stuff tonight. I want to just bust right in and share with you all some of the stuff that we have tonight, because it's all pretty fun and exciting. But I also think that it's important that we pay attention to all the details that are out there. We pay attention to all the details. We pay attention to, what is going on, the things that are being displayed, the visuals that you're receiving, and the music that you're hearing. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of in a three teeth mood. And like right now, I think we should just jump right into that. So that sounds like a good time. So, speaking of the people that, help us and bring us together and, help us put together some cool shit, Davidson, CJ Davidson did some great work on the show that was aired tonight. Great opening, loved it. If you haven't seen it, go to the YouTube channel and check it out. It is one of 2 now recorded and edited videos. We plan on having a lot more of these. I don't even know how many episodes we've done thus far with this show. I'm thinking maybe 5. Has this been 5? I don't know. The Allseeing Ewe might know. 5, 6. It was a 4. You know, I don't even know. I really have lost track. I really don't even know how many shows we've done. But it's been fun. It hasn't ended yet. There we go. I think that the Allseeing Ewe just dropped it. Dropped the link there. 6. Yeah, maybe this is episode 6. I don't know. I should probably keep track of that kind of stuff. Not all of them have been recorded. But we're trying to record it tonight. Hopefully everything will go all right. We'll be able to put together a cool video to watch later. Maybe by next Monday. I don't know. And all right, give me one moment. I'm getting a message here. Okay, all right. I have a video that I wanted to share here. It is the new Neptune 9 video. CJ Davidson has been working on this project for quite some time. This is webisode number 4. And I wanted to share that tonight. CJ is the guy that did all the opening to the Self-Inflicted show. CJ has been coming to a lot of Self-Inflicted shows, not here on the web, but live shows. CJ has been a part of Self-Inflicted for a very, very long time. When I was living in Hollywood and doing these shows live on the Sunset Strip. CJ, I hope, is with us here tonight. I don't know. I'm going to adjust my camera there a little bit. But CJ has... he brought me in a very long time ago onto his show to talk about video games back when it's called That Other Web Show. Which, by the way, I should have these... You know, there we go. If you look here on the screen, I put up That Other Web Show. You see the Neptune 9, CJ Davidson right there. So he brought me on the show, did an interview with me about video games. At the time, I was working for 2K Games. And so I went on to his show, and we talked about video games and talked about what was, fun and cool. We talked about music. We talked about Self-Inflicted. Then he came out and would film the Self-Inflicted shows and do all the interviews and, talk to all the bands and me and just did a lot of publicity for us and talked about us a lot on his shows. Did amazing work. And now he's kind of joined the team here at Self-Inflicted and has been at the Allseeing Ewe, and anybody else that wants to get involved in this project, feel free to reach out and tell me if you got some great ideas, if you want to put together a Self-Inflicted video, or you want to add something to the project, or talk about something, or if you have a film or music, or you have your art that you want to display here. That's what we want to see here. Right? We're a community. We're a family. We're a cult, like a cult. Maybe not a full-on, maybe one day, I don't know. But right now, let's watch this Neptune 9. Hold on, I'm going to back this up a little bit and look at this up. Here we go.
I'm sorry, Miss Kitty, but I'm having problems doing this bird.
Don't be a douche. So after 32 years now, you're having issues.
Yes, I am. I'm an actual person inside this killing machine. You put me into the zombie body as a revenge for your broken heart.
So what do you want? You big mountain of man goo. You're an officer in the KGB, man, and you will act as such.
Now it's been 32 years, Titania. Even broken hearts mend eventually.
What do you want? A retirement? Hey, good fucking what?
I want a new body. I want a new life. I'm 55 years old. I should have children, maybe grandchildren. I'm tired of killing Titania. It's all catching up with me. I can't take it anymore.
Well, if you don't get your shit together, soldier, I will retire you. I'll feed you to the piranhas at SeaWorld, alive, while children and grandchildren watch. Now get back to work, Agent Attrition, before you really piss me off.
Bark.
All right, and that was C.J. Davidson's That Other Web Show, Neptune 9, webisode number 4. You know, definitely, you know, check out his other work. You can go right to his webpage. And by the way, when we do the YouTube version of this show, I'll make sure that I have all of the links to everybody's, you know, work. And that way you all know where to go if you want to, you know, check out his other videos. But I'm sure you could just, like, pretty much, you know, Google That Other Web Show and look up Neptune 9 and watch all the other ones that he put together. I really loved the first one. Very action-packed and a lot of fun. And anyway, definitely check that out if you get a chance. Anyway, let me grab this and... Alright, now I'm going to play a video of... I have a video of an Allseeing Ewe coming out here to Colorado and having a conversation with a gargoyle, which, by the way, I've not seen this video, so I don't even know what I'm putting up here, to be quite honest with you. I'm like, I saw like part of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I like, you know, when she posted it, I went to go take a look at it, but then I was all like, carried off probably by my child, and then I just never went back to it. And then she sent it tonight to me for me to watch, and we could all watch it here together. And I'm gonna actually sit through the entire thing with y'all. It's very short. It's a very short video, but definitely this is the Allseeing Ewe on her adventures here to Colorado, talking to the gargoyles down at the airport. CIA has some bizarre shit, by the way. I gotta tell you, like, I don't know what they're doing down there, what they got going on, but they got some bizarre shit. And I don't mean to get all like freaky conspiracy theory, kind of like weird, you know, occultic type, you know, clandestine third party shit. But man, do they got some weird stuff down there. And this is just one of the many weird things they got down at the airport. So I'm going to play that video for you now. Oh, I mean... Man, they should put like a little buffer before all these videos so that it doesn't just go right into it. I got to kind of pull back and play from the beginning here.
So, it was explained to me that the murals are stored right now during construction. That's a shame. These tents are kind of cool. So I was looking for the talking gargoyle, right? I'm here at the Denver airport. And it's a very confusing place. As it turns out, I just happened to wander my way very close to him. It's funny. It's funny how I just ended up here. This is really just what I wanted to see. Here he is. It's him. Oh my God, it's him. Hello, talking gargoyle. Hello. Are you talking today? I have questions. Speak to me. Look at those eyes. Is there like maybe a button? You push it and you let him know that you're here? Oh, what a shame. Must be his day off. Hello. I'm talking to a statue. Hello, statue. It's weird, I can't stop making eye contact with it. I don't know. It's not talking today. Aww.
Want to have a staring contest?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Go!
That is really uncomfortable.
What, you never seen a talking gargoyle before?
No. Just on YouTube. Did you know you're YouTube famous? Oh. I really want to touch it. Will I get kicked out of the airport if I touch it? I am leaving. Anyway, I was sort of thinking that the thing would, like, answer you if you heckled it a little bit. Apparently it only has, like, certain things that it says, and then it freezes back up. So anyway, that's that.
All right. So, all right. Well, you see something new every day. That's definitely something that I had never seen before. The talking gargoyle. I'm glad that you actually got the gargoyle to talk, though. It would have been a real bummer had he started talking after you left or whatever. It was definitely bizarre. I'm glad that I watched that, though. I did like the whole trip out here. The plane ride. Good little music there. I always love my music. And all right. So speaking of videos, I did want to share something tonight. I wanted to talk about Jeff. So Jeff Brennemeyer is a guy that I've known for a while. I met him shortly after moving back out to Hollywood in 2005. He was the guy that was in the movie that I did, Stoic. He was the one that played me, right? The guy who played me in the movie there. And, the tall, good-looking one, the guy that's nothing like me, right? But he works on a lot of stuff. I mean, he does great photography, which I have here that I'm going to share with you tonight. I got some great photography by him. And I'm going to share that. He also paints, He directs. He's got this project that he worked on called Dante's Down the Hatch. I'm going to play the trailer for you. The documentary is already out, and it's amazing. And I want everybody to watch it. This is a short a trailer to his documentary. The documentary is like a full-length documentary. It's really incredible. And it's all about this. Well, I'll let you watch the trailer because I don't want to give anything away because the trailer kind of does that. But anyway, the documentary is amazing. He did such a fantastic job. And he does great photography, and he does like great painting and other work. And I'm going to kind of flip through those here in a little while when we get to the next song. I'll play some VMV here in a little while. And during the VMV Nation song, I kind of flipped through some of his work there. But yeah, let's check out this trailer. And like I said, I hope that if any of you guys out there have anything that you want to display and show off, like movies or video games or music or anything, I mean, that's what we're here for. We're a collective, we're a family. So here we go. I am going to play Down the Hatch. This is a documentary done by Jeff Brennan. Oh, hold on one second here. All right, by Jeff Brennan. Brennemeyer.
I think Down the Hatch is a culmination of all the things that have happened in my life that were great that I've tried to put into one place so that you, the customer, want to come back. That's the key. I loved operating Dante's Down the Hatch. I have not worked a day in my life, even though I put in an 88 to 96 hour week. Some people might say I've just emptied out my garage and I'm imposing it on the public. That's probably what I've done. If you don't like it, you go somewhere else. But our customers came back and came back and came back and came back. And we sure got a fistful of it in our last 6 months when we had our busiest 6 months in our history once the public knew that we were going to shut down.
They often say that a light bulb, it shines its brightest just before it's about to burn out. We're in that final bright bulb phase right now. The last 2 days will be like 2 back-to-back New Year's Eves. Everybody's working, club's packed. When those 2 nights are done, nobody will ever come to Dante's Down the Hatch again.
All right. So, if you want to see the entire film, it is online. It's free. You can watch it. And it's at Vimeo, I think is the name of the site. And like I said, I will have links in the YouTube version of this, so that you can all go and check out, how to see CJ Davidson's work, the Allseeing Ewe stuff, and of course Jeff Brennemeyer. You can see all of his stuff, and I think that it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna go grab I'm going to go grab another beer. In the meantime, I'll play another video really quick here. My little intermission video that the Allseeing Ewe put together here. While I go and grab a beer, and I'll grab a beer, run to the restroom, come back, and then we'll hit up this next segment of the show.
We will control all that you see and hear. We will control all that you see and hear. We will control all that you see and hear. We will control all that you see and hear.
All right. I am back. And excellent. Let that back here. I had to run to the restroom, grab a beer. See, I love that little video that the Allseeing Ewe made there. Absolutely amazing. She does such great work. And so, yes, so she pointed out that the movie cost, what was it, a couple bucks, $2 to watch a movie. $2 to watch a movie. And what, you download it, it's yours. You know, you get to see this masterful piece of work and art. I think that's great and well worth it. What's $2? Spend like $4 just on coffee. All right, so definitely, I got to tell you, this is how we do it. We support one another. We support each other's art. You know, like if you can kick down $2 and share it with a friend, great. You know, if you can't, forget about it, whatever. Share the trailer. Show that trailer to everybody. Say, hey, you know, like I can't afford $2, but I can share this trailer with everybody I know on my social media and get people to watch your family's movie, right? These are your family members right here. When you come out with some bit of art that you want the world to see, you post it up. I'll post it up for you. We'll talk about you. We'll make you the star of the show. And we'll have everybody throw in on it, okay? Even if it costs $1 or $2 or $10, I don't even care, right? All right, we got, okay, your pimp is calling. Okay, that's good. That's good. Tell him I've been paying way too much money. Way too much money. All right, so, anyway, I want to talk about, you know, the past versus the future. I want to talk about, you know, the past. I've had a absolutely wonderful life. I've had a great life. You know, as I'm sure many of you have. You've had your ups, you've had your downs. I've had my great, you know, tragedies as well. I mean, with the bad comes good, and good the bad, right? I think we've all been through points in our life where we're at our highest high and our lowest low. That's just life, right? We all go through our struggles. Recently, I've had a friend of mine, very, very close, deep, very close friend of mine, who lost everything and was, you know, essentially, you know, living on the streets. And I and another guy and I, right, who lives out in Hollywood, ended up, we helped him get from where he was currently at, the state he was in, and we moved him out to Hollywood so that he can put his life back together and work on his art. And it's like, I understand, you know, that, you know, there were great things in the past for him, right? Like, we had good times and things were fucking amazing. And we accomplished all kinds of things that, you know, everybody said there's no way that we were going to be able to accomplish these things. So many people in your life will put all these roadblocks out there and tell you, straight up tell you to your face that you can't do shit. And I use that, you know, and I home in on that energy to prove them wrong. Fuck you. You can't tell people they can't do shit. When we kicked off our band, there were so many people out there that really made it difficult for us to really break out in the beginning. A lot of people that were holding us down, and a lot of people that said we couldn't, until we decided to start thinking outside of the box. And what we ended up doing was we forgot about the way everything was laid out originally. You got to know this person, that person, this person, that, whatever, right? All the politics and bullshit that goes along with creating bands and music and that sort of stuff. And we also didn't know a whole lot about anything. And I think that may have even given us an advantage, because all we had was a lot of drive and a lot of anger, right? And when you got a lot of anger and you can put that into drive, man, it's like you can do a lot with that. That is organized chaos, right? That's when you're on a mission, right? And maybe you don't got a lot of experience, whereas all these other people have experience. But you got drive and motivation and will and determination. We use that, and we crashed their party. We created our own scene. And we got a lot of bands to come down and perform with us live. Bands, people, they had no idea how we set the shit up, right? And we worked our ass off. We got out there, and we got a lot of people outside of our town to get involved in our town. And we just drove the party right to our studio and to our venue. And we created our own venue. And I gotta tell you, we were the most happening thing in all of Texas. It's true. At least that's how I feel. This is the birth of Self-in-flict-ed. Anyway, we did amazing things. But that's not where life ended, right? I don't look back at that and say those were the greatest days of my life, and I'll never be able to relive those moments again. No. But some of these characters, they really feel like if I don't have that, then everything is dead. But that is definitely not the story. The story is that was then, this is now. That was the past. That's what we created back then. And then we went through our phase and where we were creating something else next. The next thing, whereas I think that I was always driving forward, and I was always like I went from that to this to this to that. And I kept moving forward with other projects but there are a lot of people that were still caught up in that old thing, that old process, that old project. And I'm like, we got to move on from that, right? We got to move on from the past. We can't be caught up in who we were. We got to be caught up in who we are. That transmutation of self. That self-awareness of realizing that, hey, I'm not that individual anymore, but that individual helped create the individual that sits in front of you today. I'm now that guy on the mic sharing other art, including my own. Well, I guess this is my art. I have a lot of art, but this is another venue. This is right here. This is the canvas. We can't get caught up in the shit that was. We need to be looking at what is in our future and what it is that we're going to create and develop and bring people in on. Right? So many years have passed. I remember a kid telling me, I don't know what he said. He said we're at Cafe Cyber, and we were doing a show, and this kid said, that's what he said. He says, "This is the greatest show I've ever seen in my life," and I looked at him, and I said, "These are the greatest years of your life, right now. Right now, these are the great." And I bet you I don't know where this kid's at. I have no idea. But I bet you he might look back at those days and think, man, those were the greatest years of my life. No, those were awesome years of your life, but the greatest years of your life are now, the present. The present is the greatest years of your life, the right now. That was the message I was getting across to him. Right now is the greatest years of your life. Right now. 40 years from now, it'll be right then and now. It'll be present still. What are you doing today? What are you doing today? Not what did you do. So my message to him was, listen, that was our past. That's where we were. We did some cool shit, man. It was amazing and it was fun. And we went leaps and bounds beyond anybody's, foresight. I mean, like, nobody's seen that coming, We caught everybody off guard. And then we created that atmosphere. And that's what we have to do. We have to create our own atmosphere. I think that you don't want to be left standing. You don't want to be left standing. I'm going to show some of Jeff's work while I play this video. All right. You know, love VMV Nation. So great. So great. Oh, I did not. But give me just a moment here. I'll look into it. Okay. So there is a how long are we supposed to go from what time to what time? Grim. Mm-hmm. Is there right at the timestamp of 127? Oh, to 129:42 for 1 minute. Okay. 129. All right. Here we go. All right. See, I don't even know what kind of shit I'm playing here. You guys just send me a link and I just play it. I don't even know what to expect out of this link. It could be a very terrible situation, you know. But it's worth the danger. Give me one moment here. Here we go. Didn't even have it queued up here.
Myself that this, you know, at the very least, taking that at face value, it says someone like that who appears to be an internet truther actually has, you know, got CIA people on his team, probably feeding disinformation, because, you know, that story showed up on 4chan. Although in tracking down the origins of that, it looks like
did I go too far there?
The CIA email first before it made it up to
128. Okay, well, we'll back that up then.
But he's also saying that Donna Brazil and the mayor of DC were sitting there in the hospital when Seth was delivered, and yeah, this information is kind of only he can confirm it. You know, there's not really anything that's put out that's verifiable, and in that case, it's very reminiscent of what the Phoenix Enigma is putting out there in the Isaac Cappy story. You know, okay, he's got witnesses who come on and say, yeah, I knew Cappy and this is what happened, but we really have no evidence that these people did know Cappy, and they're all speaking anonymously. In the case of Matt Couch, one of the things that Fango published was intel about Jason Goodman, that he and Laura Loomer working for Arnon Milchan, that he said he claimed to come from a CIA source on his team. So, you know, at the very least, taking that at face value, it says someone like that who appears to be an internet truther actually has, you know, got CIA people on his team, probably feeding disinformation, because, you know, that story showed up on 4chan. Although in tracking down the origins of that, it looks like it came from Matt Couch from the CIA email first before it made it up to 4chan. And then DeFango went and put it out on Steemit, and he said that the CIA source was confirmed by Frank Bacon. So, you know, there's another guy with a lot of family connections into the intelligence community, claiming to be a sci-fi writer, but never publishing any sci-fi novels that I can tell.
Well, he'd tell you differently. He's got his sci-fi novel going on with on Steemit. You know, the whole Steemit sci-fi psyop. I believed myself that this information about Arnon Milchan originated with Thomas Schoenberger, because I had received similar messages myself. I have a message from March 28th, 2018. Jason Goodman works with the ADL and is a very dishonest shill. Jason is a Mossad asset. Jason is supposedly underwritten by Arnon Milchan. Jason is also known to troll.
All right. So you heard it there, right? As far as, you know, Frank Bacon is concerned, like, I know Frank Bacon to be a sci-fi novelist. As a matter of fact, I've even contributed into the works of Frank Bacon, and you can read my story. Frank Bacon Made Me Do It. There's like 12 or 13 parts. 12 or 13 parts that I have written into the Frank Bacon fiction. So whoever this guy is right here who got his head in a jar, by the way, that's in one of my stories. By the way, that guy we see right there is in one of my stories with a head in a jar. Okay? So I can tell you that the Frank Bacon story does exist. I hope that, that's, I made that very clear. And the Frank Bacon novel, as the sci-fi, the psyops, this is an ongoing project. Okay? Yeah, like maybe I had contribution into the character. Of course, we write the character all the time. We write the Frank Bacon character all the time. It's a constant evolving process. So, whoever this guy is, whose head was in a jar, right? Like, he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. That's probably how he ended up with the head in a jar. Anyway. Hopefully it gets filled with a decent brain. I don't know. Anyways, that guy's out of here. Why do you put this stuff on my screen? Why do you put this stuff on my screen? I played it, though. I played it not even knowing what I was going to watch. So you see what kind of power this group, this family, this cult has, right? Frank Bacon, dude, obviously. Yes, Frank Bacon made me do it. Obviously. Yeah. And you gotta be careful. Your head will end up in a jar. It's happened. Believe me. I might even be guilty. Yeah. So I will tell you. You gotta watch out, Grim, because you might end up putting the whole puzzle together. It's all one big, ginormous puzzle. There is an entire story about Rue, right? And the Rue story is actually kind of important for the next piece of the saga. The story. It's kind of weird because it's its own story, but it does come back into the story. As a matter of fact, I had to write that story in order to write the next story. So you kind of have to know about the story of Rue. And I do suggest that if anybody is on Steemit, right, that they read the entire story, starting with Frank Bacon Made Me Do It Part 1. It goes all the way up into parts up until Part 10, and then it breaks up into now it's like individual stories, but there are parts of these stories as well. But now things are going down, so things are about to get wild and crazy with that story. Yeah, I guess we did put up a link up here. Yep, the OCU, the story of Rue, right? So you definitely, I don't know. I mean, you really got to have a lot of time on your hands if you want to be a part of the Frank Bacon fiction. You got to have a lot of time. I mean, years of time. I think I started writing the Bacon story a couple of years ago. I started. Like it's been a while, maybe 2.5. I don't even know. But just one simple, small piece to an extremely large puzzle that I think you would have to be extremely intelligent to figure out. Anyway, so that's something that you might want to look into. I don't know if that's. I don't think that that necessarily all of our audience would want to delve deep into that rabbit hole, but maybe some, maybe some. And hold on one second. Okay, sorry, I'm getting some messages as well. And all right, so what else was I talking about? So we were talking about the past versus the current versus the future. We were talking about science fiction. We were talking about my writing. Thank you, by the way, Grizz, for the compliment. I do enjoy writing. As a matter of fact, I write a lot of stuff. I haven't been writing a lot of stuff lately, but I have a huge, very large box of my writing in a bin, and nobody sees it. I do have some stuff down in the Guild, the Screenwriters Guild of America. I have some stuff in there. I have actually quite a few things in there. I don't even shop this stuff. I don't know. It just sits there and collects dust. I don't know. Maybe when I'm dead, somebody can go in there and just release all of my work at some point in time. I don't know. I don't know. When you... And by the way, also, while we were playing the videos there, the V&V song was playing, I did want to say that, yes... I saw the compliments that came in on the thread about Jeff's work. Very creative individual, right? But isn't that who we surround ourselves with? Is other great, amazing individuals? Like, if you know who I am, then you're probably a pretty special individual yourself. Okay? If you even found your way to this channel, you either know me personally very well, or you're connected to somebody extremely talented, and you yourself are probably very talented. Okay, because you don't just find your way to something like this. This is not something that's just like public and everybody knows about. This is some underground shit that you're experiencing here, right? This little family, this little cult, like this is a union amongst, very creative individuals who have a lot of talent, and there's a reason why I'm gathering you all together here, right? We are the collective. This is like a cult, right? But if you found your way into the self-inflicted culture and universe here, then you have a calling, right? And of course there'll be expectations. Yes, absolutely. It's something that you just like wake up to, Allseeing Ewe. It's like one day you woke up, but you know why it is that we were brought together, and through who? Through Frank Bacon, right? You were brought to me. Everybody is here for a reason. Everybody is here for a reason. We are on a mission. Like you can say, oh no, I'm here, I'm by myself, I'm alone. And I'm like, no, we're alone as a collective. So if you think that you're alone, you're not alone. We're all the same, right? We're all a part of this. So we are coming down to the end of the show, and I wanted to say thank you all so much for coming out and being a part of this whole process and movement. And I appreciate all of the love and the care that you've given here, and I want you to keep coming back and spending time with your family here. And also I wanted to mention clothes, right? Did we mention clothes? I think that it's very important that everybody owns self-inflicted gear, by the way. I think that's so important. As you can see, look, let me change cameras here. As you can see, self-inflicted clothing is cool. Okay? You see this. This is cool stuff. You know, if you're wearing something that is, you know, stylish, people will like you. Okay? People like people who are either like themselves or somebody they would like to be more like. And that is somebody who wears self-inflicted gear, right? Just throwing that out there, just so you know. And anyway, that was my little shout out to the Self-Inflicted brand, by the way. Please come and check out our next show, which, by the way, I believe the next show I'm going to bring on a special guest, and we're going to do an interview with the lead singer from ChemLab, Jared. And I talked to him earlier today, and it sounds like he's definitely down for being a part of Self-Inflicted show. So if you can all come out and spend some time with us, that would be awesome. And tell everybody you know, but only the cool artistic type that you think could contribute something to this project, not just somebody who's already dead inside, right? Maybe if it's somebody who's dead inside, but you know that there's a little bit of life left inside of them, and you want to use my show as a defibrillator for bringing that individual back to life, that would make a lot of sense. And that would be something that I would definitely support, for sure. I think that would be very, very, very good. This is one of my one of many of my favorite bands. When I was younger, and I love it. And we'll get right into that after I roll credits, because we got to give a shout out to all the people that make this show possible. Thank you all so much, and there we go.